Hello, I'm Heidi Dean, social media strategist for actors, and today I'm going to show you how to get started on social media for your acting career. Really, social media is an amazing, not to mention free tool that can help actors network and really accelerate their acting career. However, it can also be confusing if you're brand new to a platform, and it can be a huge waste of time if you don't have a plan. So that's what today's all about. Today, we're going to start at the very beginning with your social media. A very good place to start, right? And we're going to get you started on one platform. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a roadmap. Really, I'm going to give you 10 things that you can do to get started. All right. Perfect. Cool. I can see you guys can hear me, see me. If you haven't already, as you join in, let me know where you're joining from in the chat, or if you're watching this replay later on, hop in the comments below and let me know where you're joining me from. And if it's snowing there, I'm in New York and we are going to have a huge storm very, very soon. Look at the chat. Hi, Lily. Welcome, welcome. Awesome. Hey, Chad. Upstate New York, you are probably going to get killed more than I am today with the storm. Awesome. So today, like I said, guys, it's for my social newbies. We're going to get you started on social media so you can use social media with a purpose and not just for playtime, because those are two very, very different things. Hey, Chad, Lily, Laura. Who's a Metin? I probably butchered that, but you're from Sweden. Awesome, awesome. Snow day. Yes, it is definitely going to be a snow day. So I want to dive right in. We have a lot to cover. Like I said, today, I'm going to give you 10 steps to get started on social media as an actor. Now, if you're able to, take out a piece of paper, guys, and write 1 through 10. Then you can go in and fill in these 10 things as we go through today. Okay? If you don't have a piece of paper, this replay will be up when we're done. But I want you to take notes, do the work, because that's what these lives are about. You're not just supposed to watch them and it's magically going to make you a social media expert. No, you got to do the work. All right, Cameron, stay safe in the storm. Okay, so take out that piece of paper. Let's take some notes. So the first step to get started on social media for your acting career is you need to decide your social real estate. So what social networks are you going to focus on? Where are you going to play? Where are you going to have fun, right? And what's really important for you guys to know is that you do not need to be active everywhere when you are starting out. In fact, it's the biggest mistake I see actors make. They say, oh, I'm going to be on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok all at once. They try to learn it all at once and they fail because they get overwhelmed. I would rather see you, if you're brand new to social media, really learn how to make connections and really learn how to grow on one platform than try to be everywhere and try to post everywhere and just get frustrated and stuck. Make sense? Give me a like if that makes sense. Now, in terms of where you should be as an actor on social media, what's really important is that you need to choose social networks that are going to help you reach your acting career goals. Not just where your friends hang out. Because let's face it, you may have signed up for some of these platforms when you were a kid, when you were in college, and maybe you weren't using them for your acting career. So it doesn't mean you need to use them professionally as a business, right? An example, you may have been on Facebook since the beginning. I have for friends and family, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the right platform for your acting career. Okay, for you to help reach those goals. Example of that would be, say one of your goals for your social media for your career is to grow a fan base. Facebook, not the easiest and not the best place to do that, especially not a profile. Also, what if you want to meet new people in the business? Not really the best place to do that on Facebook either. So you need to make sure whatever networks you choose are aligned with your goals for your career. And we actually did an entire live on this couple months back. I'm sure Katie will drop it in the chat that will really walk you through this process. I'll give you the pros and cons of all the different platforms. But your first step for getting started on social media is figuring out what networks to focus on. Now you can go watch that other live when we're done here, but also let me give you 3 things to really consider, okay? First, career. Second, relationships. And third, I call personal. So number 1, career. Are you a working actor? So if you're a working actor, you work a lot, doesn't have to mean all the time, but you work professionally, then the platforms you choose might be different than someone who's beginning their career, right? It's very possible that you are asked to do an Instagram story takeover these days, to live tweet. You may have posting requirements or posting guidelines in your contract. It's just becoming part of an actor's job. Where do we see these? Instagram and Twitter. So if you're a working actor, then with that knowledge, you might go, okay, what social network should I focus on? Possibly Instagram, possibly Twitter. Okay. The second one I mentioned, relationships. First, who do you know in the business? Who do you already know in the business? Where do they play? What networks do they hang out on? Also, if you want to use social media to expand your network, who do you want to know? Where do they play? And that takes a little research, but who do you want to know? Where do they play? Okay. Now, if expanding your network for your acting career is a big goal of yours using social media, then once again, Instagram, Twitter are a really good place for that. Okay. And lastly, personal. So I said career. Remember, are you a working actor? There are certain networks that you might be asked to use as part of your job. Relationships. Who do you want to know? Where do you want to know? Or who do you know? Who do you want to know? And personal. Do you like this platform? Right? So after you give this platform time, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you're going to use for your career, do you like it? Do you like it personally? And also, does it help you utilize your own strengths? I work with a lot of actors. I work with a lot of content creators. I also work with a lot of comedians and actor comedians. And a lot of them gravitate toward Twitter, the stand-up comics, comedians, because they're really good with words, right? So sometimes you're choosing a platform based on your strengths. Maybe you're a visual content creator, right? Then maybe going to a platform like Instagram, which has a little bit more mediums for you to utilize that creativity, might be a better place for you. Okay, so just going through those three main bullets, career, relationships, and personal, will help you decide where you want to play. Okay, I see a lot of familiar faces. I see Sindoro. I see Indra. Hi, Indra. It wouldn't be alive if you weren't here. Thank you for joining me. For everyone that's hopped on late, we are talking about 10 steps to get started on social media as an actor. So we're starting at the very beginning. This is great for you if you're not even really using social media, but also great if you're thinking about trying another platform. These are the 10 steps you're going to want to go through. Okay. All right. So first step, what social networks should you choose? Right. And I want you to choose one to focus on. After you go through those questions we just talked about, you might say, well, maybe I'll do Instagram and Twitter. That's great. Write it down. But if you're getting started on social media, I want you to choose one as your starter platform. Really trick that out, learn that one, and then move on to the next one. Got it? It's very, very important. You're going to get overwhelmed. Hey, Sindoro, TikTok's one of your faves, and Instagram. Perfect. Okay, so number 2, we just chose our social network. Now, I want you to learn the basics on that platform. Learn the 101. So many actors that I've worked with just don't like social media because they don't know how it works, right? They sign up for a new platform. They spend what they say a month on it, which is probably really just a few days. And they get angry at themselves for not being more social savvy, not getting it, not growing. Tell me if that sounds familiar in the comments, right? Has this happened to you, or do you know somebody like this, right? And this really comes down to just not knowing the basic 101. You think, people just get on and they learn it, so I should be able to learn it really fast. Just because people are using Instagram and using Twitter doesn't mean they know how the features work. They don't know how to use it professionally for their career, okay? What you guys need to know is that you can learn to use social media to create the career you want as an actor. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how good you are with technology. Learning a social media platform is like learning to ride a bike. It takes a little time. It takes a little practice. It takes some determination, right? We're teaching my 6-year-old how to ride a bike without our training wheels. But you got to trust those training wheels first before you tackle that big hill, right? You got to learn the basics before you try to grow your following or post every day. Okay, big mistake a lot of actors make. Okay, now I'm going to be your best friend with your BFF right now because, like I said, number 2, got to learn the basics of the platform. Well, one thing that I do so well are tutorials. And my YouTube channel, we're on YouTube, so my channel's like right over there. YouTube.com/HEIDI has so many free tutorials for actors or anybody. There's step-by-step tutorials that show you how to use the platform, show you what the basics are of the platform. There's a Twitter one. It's like a 30-minute Twitter tutorial. So you know how all the buttons work. So you can actually then use it to create opportunities. I have one for TikTok, Instagram Reels. And don't watch the Instagram one that's on there today, because tomorrow there's a new one coming out for Instagram Stories with the entire new layout of Instagram. So I'm going to be your best friend now from here on out, from today on, because those tutorials are there for you guys. They're free, okay? And they're over on the YouTube channel. Awesome. Brian, you've been struggling for a while to grow your Instagram. Well, a lot of the things we're talking about today, even though this is for newbies, if you don't do these 10 things, then you won't grow. It just won't happen. You need to have these basics in place. And we're going to do a Q&A when I'm done with the 10 steps today. So if you're not a newbie and you want me to dive in deeper, that's what we'll do then. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Kelsey says, love your tutorial so much. So helpful. Awesome. Yeah. Well, that's just the fact, you guys can't be a social rock star if you don't know the 101 and you don't know how the platform works. So I'm really happy to be able to put those out there just for free so you guys can be a social rock star. Got it? Okay, 10 steps to be successful on social media as an actor. Number 3, now that you've chosen the platform, now that you've learned the basics, I want you to claim your name on that chosen platform that you've decided to use. Your name is your brand. So choose a username that is as close to your working, professional name as an actor as possible. Okay. Now, I get it. If you're hopping on Twitter or Instagram right now and you have a very popular name, that might not happen, right? You may not be able to get your actual name as your username. But if someone has your name, there's so many things you can do. You can add a middle initial. You can add the word actor, actress. You can say official. You can say the, or I am Heidi Dean. There's so many things you can do. If you're a content creator, you can also add TV or films after your name and create a username. So lots of options there. And I know on my YouTube channel, I have a video there that gives you tons of username ideas. Okay. So I want you, number 3, you're writing these down, right? So number 3, you're going to claim your name on that platform that you're focusing on for social media, for your career. Then number 4, I want you to claim your name on all the other major platforms. I know I said we're focusing on one, but your name is your brand, right? So we want to make sure, you say you're going to focus on Instagram. We want to make sure that you also have that name on Twitter, and you also have that name on TikTok. You have that name on Facebook. So on the major networks. This is really important because if something happens in your career, somebody will snatch that one up the minute you're in the news, and now you don't have it. Your name is your brand. So I want you to choose. Number 3 is claiming your name on that chosen platform and then claiming it everywhere else. Just claim it right now. You don't have to do anything to it. We can talk a little later about what you're going to do to it. Okay. So claim your name, even if you don't know you're going to use it. Okay. And I want you to really think about this from here on out. The next time the next TikTok comes around, claim that username there. Once you start hearing people, there's buzz about a platform that it's going to be the next big thing, grab your name there so nobody else can. Then you can decide if you're going to use it or not, but at least you have it. Okay. So that's number 4, claiming your name on all the major platforms. Then number 5, I want you to get specific and intentional with your profile photos. Okay. Get specific and intentional. I just saw Patricia. This is my 3rd time listening to this advice. Always a good refresher, and it does work. Awesome. I love seeing you here, Patricia. This is actually the first time I've ever explained it in this way. This is for total beginners, which you are not. But yes, some of the same things. We're talking first impressions, so that is something you're going to hear me talk about. First impressions are everything. Okay. So number 5, we're getting specific and intentional with your profile photos. That profile photo, it is like the logo of you. Okay. And it really should show us your essence, your vibe. And it's this big, guys. So make sure it's pretty close on your face. I want to see your eyes. I want to get who you are. Okay. And because you're actors and it's showing your essence and vibe, that's probably showing us the type of roles you're castable as. Okay. Um, People always ask, does my profile photo have to be my headshot? It needs to be a professional shot. It could be your headshot that you're using. It could be maybe one that's on your website. That's maybe a little bit more candid, a little bit more smiley, but it needs to look like you. It needs to look like the person that's showing up for an audition. It needs to look professional. Okay. So I want you to be intentional with the one you're choosing, crop it close, and then put it on this main platform that you just chose in number one, right? Then, remember I said claim your name on the other platforms? I want you to go put that same headshot photo or that same profile photo on the other platforms as well, right? Your name is your brand, your headshot, that profile photo is your logo. So I want it to be consistent everywhere. Don't have a different photo on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, right? Have it be the same everywhere, even if you're not actively using those yet. Okay, give me a like if that makes sense. Sindora, that's true. You need to claim your username. A lot of YouTubers in that. Well, YouTube, we're talking social networks. I look at YouTube more as a content platform, and you can't claim your name until you have 100 followers. So, you can't claim your link. So, and not every actor is going to be using YouTube. So we're really talking Facebook, TikTok, even Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. Got it? Cool. I see lots of thumbs up. Perfect. Okay, guys. So we're going to keep on moving on these 10 steps. Now that we've gotten intentional and specific with our profile photos, we're also going to write a bio. So what platform did you choose? Did you choose Instagram? Did you choose Twitter? Did you choose a Facebook page or even just your Facebook profile? What did you choose? Let me know in the chat. That's the one that you're going to start with and focus on. Then I want you to write a bio. Every platform has some sort of bio. They might have a different name for it. It's professional headline, a bio, my story, whatever it is a bio, okay? What this is on social media, your bio is your introduction. It's a hi, my name is. And it should express your uniqueness. It should show us your passions, and it should make us want to follow you. In fact, that is your social media bio's number one job, is to get someone to hit follow, okay? To get someone to say, wow, this account sounds really cool. This person sounds like somebody I would like to know, okay? Now, there's lots of ways we can create a social media bio. We dove into it about a month ago, but I'm going to give you some things today to think about, okay? And I'm sure because Katie's always on it, she will be dropping that link to the live we did about social media bios. But just to get you guys started today, I want you to write a bio. And first, I want you to think about keywords. Now, when I say keywords for your bio, it's really keywords that help us key into who you are and how you fit into the business. Okay, you're an actor. Unless you're like an A-lister, your bio shouldn't just say, my friends call me Jen. And if you follow Jennifer Aniston on Instagram, you know that's her bio. She can do that. She doesn't have to use keywords because we know who Jennifer Aniston is. And we're thrilled she's on Instagram, right? But the whole world doesn't know who you guys are yet, right? So you need to help us know, right? And keywords can help us do that. So let us know with keywords in your bio how you fit into the business. It could be as simple as actor. It could be actor, director, musical theater actor, maybe SAG-AFTRA, maybe voiceover. Like, how do you fit into the business? Okay, this is also going to help you grow a like-minded tribe. We can also, in addition to using keywords, we can add connections. Okay, we can add connections, things that we're connected to. Now, actors, this could be a lot of things. You can use you can list the projects you were in or the projects you were on. Those are connections. Maybe your acting school, where you take acting training. All of these are connections, things you're connected to. A theater company you're in. Okay, all of these can not only help you grow a like-minded tribe, but on platforms like Twitter can help you come up in search. And I'm pretty sure I talked about this when I was on the live with Backstage a couple months ago, where we talked about bios, and now it is in the chat. I have in my Twitter bio, I don't know if it says expert for Backstage, social media expert for @Backstage. Why do I include that in my Twitter bio? Because it's a connection. People trust Backstage, right? Also, it helps me come up in search when people are searching for Backstage. So that's why it's good to put a connection in your bio. Okay, so bio, think keywords, connections. And then what's really important is I want you to add something special about you, something that makes you a little different. What's your interest? What hobbies? Something outside of acting. I want it there in your bio. Okay, very, very important. Your bio should not all be about acting, right? We want to know what else you're going to be posting about. What else do you like? Okay. Hi, Marla. Always good to see you here on the live. Okay, so that was number 6, right? We're just going down the list of 10 things to do to get started on social media as an actor. And don't worry if you came late, I will go through the list at the end for you, okay? So number 7, I want you to utilize the link in your bio. Every platform has some sort of link in your bio. Yes, on TikTok, we get it a little bit later. But you need to utilize this link, okay? That could, if you don't have a website, because the website, actor website is an obvious place to link to on your social media. It can be your Backstage profile, right? It could be your IMDb. It could be your YouTube channel. It could be another social network. Okay, but make sure that after I read your bio, after I see your post, after I hit follow, that I have a way to find out more information about you, that I even have a way to contact you. Okay, and that means utilizing that link to send me somewhere else. I can't tell you, it seems so simple, but I can't tell you how many actors I'm like, where's the link? I know you have at least another social media, you have something, right? Send me somewhere else. Okay, thank you, Sindoro. These are great tips for people starting off. Exactly, that's what today's all about. A lot of times we do deeper dives into hashtags and a little more technical things. Today, we're just, like I said, we're starting at the beginning, right? Okay. Hey, Indigo, welcome, welcome. Just started a couple minutes ago. Awesome. I'm going to break down everything. I'm going to run through steps 1 through 10 at the end. Don't worry. Okay, perfect. So we're using our link. That was number 7. Number 8, I want you to find the me in your social media. And this is a biggie, actually. We could spend a whole session on this. But think about it. Successful social media accounts have a few things. They have a distinctive tone, a distinctive voice, a distinctive style, in their either tweets, in their captions, in their videos. Are you funny? Are you snarky? Are you sarcastic? Are you inspiring? What are you? What is your distinctive tone, voice, or style? Some people would even call it a vibe. Okay, so you really have to zero in on what that is, especially if you're using networks like Twitter. Now, a great way to do this, actually, Katie, we should write it down. We've actually never done a live on how to find your voice on social media. So important. If you guys don't know my story, I used to run years ago. I got my start running social media for actors. I'm running social media for big actors that I'm not like physically, I'm not like anyway. Like some of these were men, they're very different personalities than me. So I got really, really good at figuring out how to hone in on someone's voice and how to actually talk like them on social media. And we should do a whole live on it, actually, so you guys can know really how to make your vibe, your voice come to life on social media. So it sounds like you, when I'm talking to you in person, it sounds like you online, offline, it is the same. There's no difference. Okay, people know it's you. Now, one of the easiest tips I can give you to do this that will help you really have the me in your social media pop off the page is, it's so simple. I want you to start reading your posts and your captions out loud. You're going to start to notice when things don't sound like you. Sometimes we write very different than we speak. And you're going to start reading these tweets out loud or reading these captions out loud. And you're going to go, whoa, I would never say that. Or I would have abbreviated that. Or I would use a contraction. I sound like a robot. I don't sound like me, right? So if you want to find this tone and style, really speaking it out loud, speaking your tweets and your captions out loud are going to help you find that. So that's half of how to find the me in your social media, is finding that distinct tone, that voice. But the other half is knowing how to tell your story. That's why I said number 8 is huge. You have to know how to tell your unique story on social media. And yes, as an actor, but your story as Sindoro, as Indigo Nicholson, which is an awesome name, by the way, Indigo Nicholson's story is not just one of an actor, it's one of a human being as well. So you need to figure out how you're going to tell this story. And we actually did a whole whole live on this. Okay. I love it. Katie's taking notes. Chad is you taking notes. Perfect. We did a whole live on what to post. And I actually walked you through a process that I do with my clients and my students in my classes to help you find the me in your social media and to help tell your unique story. It's a little more than we can dive into today, but I do want to give you the 10 steps. Okay. So, number 8 was finding that me, finding that voice, and knowing how to tell your story. Okay. It's a starting point for everyone. Trying to remember the name I saw earlier that said you're having trouble. I think it was Brian, having trouble growing on Instagram. Well, if you haven't really figured out your distinct tone, if you haven't figured out how you're telling your story ahead of time, that's going to keep you from growing. Okay, so all good things. All right. Okay, that was number 8. You're going to notice 1 through 8. And like I said, if you showed up late, I'm going to go through them very soon. 1 through 8 were big decisions for your social media. And big decisions like where to play, right? What networks to play, but also they were really revolving around first impressions. Really setting up that first impression so it looks good, making sure our house looks awesome before we invite anybody over. Okay, you cannot expect to grow. You cannot go out and network in the business if this house, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is, if it doesn't look good. And that's a lot of what 1 through 8 was. Okay, so make sure you guys do that 1 through 8 that we talked about. Number 9, kind of transitioning out of the painting the house, right? And number 9 is finding your friends. And we're going to start slow here. I want you, if you're starting on social media, I want you to actually find your friends and the people you know in the business already. Okay. And get that really good base of followers before you start meeting new people. Okay. You have to know that people like to follow people who other people follow. So really going in and tapping to those people we already know can get ourselves that first 500 followers, can really, or at least a couple hundred followers, right? Depending on how many people you know. So this is so easy to do. Every social network has a way for you to connect your email. Sometimes it says contact list. Some of them even will allow you to connect another social network. Do that step because this is going to help you find your friends. We'll use an example. So Sindoro, you're always here. I love it. So Sindoro, if I sign up for, say I signed up for Twitter today. I've been there forever, but say I signed up today and I connected my address book and Sindoro and I are friends. I could, of course, just go follow Sindoro, but Sindoro is probably going to get a notification saying, hey, you might want to follow HEIDI, right? It's an easy way to get a follower. Plus, say Marla also knows Sindoro and also did a show with me back in the day, right? Now Marla, because it's all digital intelligence, is also going to get a notification that she should follow HEIDI. So really finding your friends, connecting that address book, the contact list, it's called something different on every network, and social media accounts, if they allow you to do it, will help us just gradually find people that we already know in the business, people that already support our careers. And for you, that can be really, really crucial for your networking because it's really going to be that circle of friends that are going to really help you get more work out of social media initially. Okay, awesome. All right, I'll get to that question in 1 second. Actually, I'll answer it now. Lady Rennie says, which is the best platform for actresses, Heidi? It really goes back to what your goals are. It's number 1 we talked about today. What are your goals? There's not one that's better than others. In terms of industry standard right now, if you want me to tell you to be one place, because it's kind of a one-stop shop, and because industry does look at that platform, I'd say Instagram. But that doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone. I have a lot of clients who prefer to be on Twitter and aren't on Instagram, right? So it's a little different. You got to go back to your goals. Okay. All right. So that's finding your friends, number 9. Okay. Number 10, so important. Now that we've set things up, you're getting started on social media for your acting career. You found some friends, you got that base of friends. Number 10 is I really want you to start treating it like a business and schedule time to learn it and use the platform. Remember, we're focusing on one platform right now. I want you to find a time every day that you're going to check in for 30 days, okay, to learn the platform. This doesn't mean you're going to post every day for 30 days. Don't get me wrong. This is like, okay, I've chosen Twitter. I'm learning Twitter. I'm going to go watch Heidi's free Twitter tutorial to learn how all the buttons work. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that for 30 days. Maybe one day I'm going to figure out how a list works. One day I'm going to work on my bio. One day I'm going to look at the newsfeed and figure out how hashtags work, right? I'm just going to go one thing a day, 5 minutes a day. And I'm going to start developing this habit of using it for your career, or I guess it'd be for my career, right? Using social media as a business, as an actor, it's going to be a new habit you need to develop. And that's going to require you to be conscious and mindful to develop this new habit. It's not just going to happen automatically. You are going to need to schedule it, or 20 days are going to pass and you're going to go, oh my God, I did not do anything Heidi mentioned to get started, and I'm still not using social media. Okay, so for 30 days, I just want you to be intentional. One little thing every day to get started on that platform, to really start developing that habit. Okay. Now, one thing I love to teach my clients with social media is pick a time every day that you're going to manage your social media. Doesn't mean you have to post, but it means you're checking your notifications. You're doing that one thing every day, right? And you can use this advice with this challenge I'm giving you. So think about something you do every day. It could be your morning coffee, because you know that happens with me, actually more than the morning. It happens all day. But I know every morning I sit down and have coffee and I manage my social media. That's the time I check my messages. And I make sure at least once a day for me, I have over 100,000 followers across all networks. But at least every morning I sit down and I have that in my schedule with my coffee. You know how you develop that habit? You leave your phone by your coffee mug. Right? Unless your phone is your alarm, which it's not for me. That's how I would develop that habit. It's what they call a trigger, right? So what's that time going to be for you? If it's your morning coffee, then yes, right by the coffee pot, put your mug and leave your phone. And then you'll know, oh, it's social media, right? You can set an alarm on your phone that pops up social media time, just 5 minutes. That's your trigger, right? You need to set some sort of trigger. So people went back in my running days. I'd get up every morning, go running. You know what I'd do? I'd sleep in my running clothes, brand new, clean running clothes. I'd go to bed in them. And then I was able to get up at 6 a.m. and just go running. But my trigger was, okay, I'm ready. Nothing's going to stop me because I'm in my clothes. But leaving your phone by your coffee cup is a way to do that. Setting an alarm can help with that. But I really want you guys to schedule a time of day that you're going to do this. It could be coffee in the morning. It could be when your child watches Puppy Dog Pals or Paw Patrol, because you know you're not watching it. Maybe that's your social media time. Maybe it's having a glass of wine at night, as long as you don't have too many, right? Maybe that's your social media time. But find a time to schedule it, okay? And set some sort of trigger that gets you to do it, okay? Yes, triggers always work. Yeah, you need that, right? Perfect. Awesome. So let me just go back through these 10 things so that we're all on the same page, and then I'll answer questions, okay? So anyone that's joining us late, we're talking about how to get started on social media as an actor, and really 10 steps to do this. We're focusing on one platform when you're getting started. So that's number one. We're going to choose your platform, right? You're going to choose the platform. Number two, you're going to learn the basics. And I gave you some resources on my YouTube channel, free tutorials where you can learn every major platform. Number three, I want you to claim your name. So claim that username on that platform. Number four, we broadened it out a little bit, and you're going to claim that same username if you can on all the other major networks, just in case you need them. That's important, because once you've mastered Twitter, if that's the network you chose, maybe you want to master Instagram. Well, guess what? You have your username. Okay. Number five, I want you to get specific and intentional with that profile photo. It must really capture you, your essence, your vibe in one photo. Okay. And of course, align with what you're castable as. That's why a headshot, professional shot for a website is usually the best bet for an actor. Always exceptions to that rule. Number six, I want you to write a bio. We talked about specific ways to do that. this replay will be up when we're done, and you can just rewind and go back to that. Number 7, we talked about utilizing that link in your bio. Every platform has some sort of something we can link to, whether it's your website, your IMDb, another social network, even TikTok. You have to wait till about 1,000 followers to get that link in your bio, but they allow you to link to your YouTube or Instagram. So at least do that while you build to 1,000, right? And number 8 was the biggie. We are going to find the me in your social media. So finding your distinct voice, finding the way to tell your story online. Your story as an actor, your story as a human being. Okay? And number 9, we are getting that good base of followers or finding your friends. We talked about a few ways to do that. And then number 10, you're going to find a time every day just to learn this platform. Just give yourself a little 30-day challenge. It could be 5 minutes a day just to develop a new habit. And actually, I realized it's in the link below, or in the description below. If you go to ebookforactors.com, this could be your 30 days. It's the ultimate social media checklist for actors. It's free as well. I have so many free stuff for you guys, but it's actually 30 pages, right? So give and take a couple intro pages. This could be your 30-day challenge. Choose something from a page every day and do it on this new platform. Okay. And that's it. It's in the description below, ebook for actors. So find a time every day to learn that new platform. Okay. Master it. And then you are ready to grow. Then you are ready to network. Then you're ready to really start posting more. But you got to do these 1 through 10 first. So let me know if that makes sense. I see some familiar faces in the chat that I didn't see that before. Awesome. Awesome. I love seeing these. Oh, hey, Paul. Awesome, Paul. Better late than ever. Awesome. I always love seeing your face here, Paul. Perfect. Chad. Awesome. R. Maddox. Hi, Heidi. Should your bio be in the first person or third person? It depends. I mean, it's social media. It depends where we're talking, because there are places on Facebook where it's actually a lot easier to, where you have like your story, where it's easier to say, hi, I'm Heidi, versus Heidi is, which this is social media. That sounds kind of weird. In terms of social media bios, you don't get a lot of characters, right? We get 160 characters on our Twitter bio, 150 on our Instagram bio. We get like 80 on TikTok. You don't have a lot of space to really speak much in first person. It's probably going to be more like my husband's, I forgot what his is, Broadway TV actor, acting coach, last seen in Company on Broadway. Also are on TV, Blue Bloods, Bull, The Path, right? So that's his bio. You can go look up Philip Hernandez. His username is Philip24601. My Les Mis fans will know what that is, because he starred on Broadway in Les Mis. So he is a good example of a bio that taps into a little bit of who he is, but also what he's done, and listing credits as well. That will help you, R. Maddox. But you can see he doesn't really have space to be on a social media bio. You don't have space to really be like, hi, I'm so-and-so. Like, it's probably going to be written more in keywords and short phrases. Okay. But that's going to change from platform to platform. All right. Okay, I am opening it up for questions. We talked about 10 things. Let me check my time. Okay, great. We talked about 10 steps, and I'll open up for any newbies that are on. If you have any questions about what we talked about today, some of those 1 through 10 are actually huge topics, and we were only able to do a little bit on that topic. So I'll dive deeper into anything that I mentioned today. Also, if any people on, I see some of my Insta actors and students and clients here. So if you guys want to dive in deeper, let me know and we'll dive in even deeper. So let me know some questions. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Okay. Sindoro, should the bio be short or long? It has to be short because, sorry, I needed some chapstick. Bios, they don't give us very many characters. So like I said, you get 80 characters, 150, 160. Most social networks don't give us a lot of characters. So you got to think short. That's less than a tweet. Okay. So, so they got to be short. We really have no choice. Oscar, these reminders are great to have in mind as I build up my social media presence. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, these are the foundation. That's why a lot of people, they get started and they've got these big goals of I'm going to grow and I'm going to meet all these people for my career on social media, but I have to pull them back and go, okay, you got to do these steps 1 through 10. Got to start at the beginning, right? Just like Sound of Music. Because it's Christmas time. So, we got to start at the very beginning, right? It's a place to start, whether it's your social media, whether it's anything that you want to be good at. I have so many so many Sound of Music stories. All right. So, okay. Let's see. Chad says perfect sense. Hi, Chad. Sindoro, I just got yours. Chad says Instagram limits the number of characters in the bio. Yeah, you get 150. It's not very much at all. Not at all. I'm from, this is Escape into Madness. That sounds very dramatic. I am from India, so I can really connect with the networks like the American industry. Anything you could share. Yes, I have to change my channel name. That's funny. Well, you have to know, no matter where you are, if you're trying to become, if you're trying to build your acting career, you need to start where you're at. You can't expect that if you're in a different country or even a different region, especially right now with what's going on with COVID and everything, you need to always think local first, right? Because you have to be able to be there for an audition. So if you submit and yes, a lot of things are self-taping right now, but they are having callbacks in person for a lot of things. So if you find out you have a callback tomorrow, can you get here? Can you get to LA? Can you get to New York? Can you get to Atlanta? Whether you're in India, whether you're somewhere else in the country, it's really, really important. So although I like to say have big goals, you need to have realistic goals with the type of projects you want to be a part of. And that goes for anyone all over the world or the country. So really think about who casts the projects that are near you first. Can you build up your resume with those? And how do you meet them online? Where do they play on social media? Can you get to know them and build relationships with them? But you got to start where you're at, because it's going to be a big waste of time if you start trying to build relationships with people who work on projects that you can't even possibly get to within a moment's notice. Okay. And I know in New York right now, and I know it's the same in LA. My husband's a working actor. He goes in for big TV projects all the time. And right now in New York, they're not seeing anybody that's outside of New York because of COVID. So just keep that in mind. That will change later, but all right. But there's a lot of times we're really quick to think about, like, I want this big thing over here, when we don't look around us when there's a lot of opportunities. Okay. Let's see. I narrate stories, horror on YouTube, trying to get into voiceover Audible. Should I be using this username or my government name on Twitter? Well, you should be using what name you're using as a voice artist. So for voice acting, what name do you get submitted by your agent if you have an agent? If not, what name do people know you as? That's what, it's your professional name, whether you're a voice actor or whether a stage actor or film actor. It needs to be the name that people are going to recognize you as. Okay. Sindora, what's a good starting video for TikTok or Instagram Reels? A good starting video. Can you tell me what you mean by that? Because if you know me, I love TikTok. I love Instagram Reels. A starting video, if you are going to use Instagram Reels or you're going to use TikTok, the best thing you can do is to learn the basics, exactly what we talked about today. Especially those, because it's content creation. I would say hop into the Reels tab on Instagram or go on TikTok and go to the For You page and just watch videos. You might have to spend a little bit more time than 5 minutes. Maybe you do it for 20 minutes. If you're brand new, you've got to learn the language of that platform. I mean, Reels is essentially just TikTok. So go to TikTok, learn the language, listen to audios, save the audios, and then recreate those in your own way. That's the best way to get started on TikTok, is to go in, really listen to audios, see which ones speak to you, save them to your saved audios, recreate them. That's how I got started on TikTok 6 months ago. Really tapping into, like, what are these audios other people are using? How could I use that for me? How does that speak to me? How can I put that in my own voice, my own spin on it, my own point of view? And it served me well because I've got an amazing community on TikTok now. Some of you guys might even be here. Let's see. Kelsey, I want to make my Instagram account public because I know it's better to grow a following, but have a tendency to get hacked. Do you have any tips to prevent hacking? Sorry if that's not relevant. No, that is relevant. If you have a tendency to get hacked, number one, have you set up two-step verification on your account? Because it's actually very hard to get hacked if you have that set up. It's something that's on every single platform. It's just called something different. It's either two-step verification, two-step authentication. What it essentially means is, this is crazy. You see that? What it essentially is people have to take 2 steps to get into your account. So it can keep hackers from getting in. Okay. I actually have a video on my YouTube channel that shows you step by step how to set it up on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Okay. But that's number one. Other than that, if your account keeps getting hacked into, you need to start asking yourself, what apps am I allowing to have access to my account? Okay, you should stop. I mean, Instagram's not even allowing apps to sign. You're not even really allowed to sign in through apps anymore. That should help with hacking. But you need to start asking yourself, like, am I using social media? Am I signing in with Facebook? Am I signing in with Google? Maybe I should be creating a password instead to use these apps. Okay, because you really shouldn't be having that many problems with getting hacked. I've never been hacked. I'm knocking on something. And I'm somebody that people would try to hack into, but I have two-step verification turned on. Okay, Kelsey? And yes, you need to have a public account if you want to grow as an actor. You're a public figure. So good job on that. Awesome. Laura, is Linktree a good option to fit multiple links in your bio? Awesome. Great question. So what Laura's talking about is Linktree. It is one of those link in bio services. Instagram, we only get one link in our bio. A lot of platforms, we can only really add one link. And what Linktree allows us to do is kind of create a little menu. So we can send them different places. So Linktree's great. I use TapLink too. I use TapLink instead of Linktree before because they had the ability to use video. Now they both do. Now, if you have a website, you can build your own page with those. But if it's, I have a YouTube channel, I would rather just go on TapLink or YouTube and be able to just change that button every week, make it really easy, and be able to direct people elsewhere. So yeah, Linktree, TapLink, those are the 2 main ones. Later has an option too, the scheduler later, the link in bio option. So 3 options for adding multiple links to your bios on Instagram and everywhere. You can use those everywhere. Okay. Oscar, question. Sites like Instagram are starting to integrate business profiles. So is there a certain point or time or threshold for someone to make the switch from personal to business? Yes, that's a great question. Instagram has actually had a business profile for a while. What they just started to do is create a creator profile. So now we have 3 types of accounts. This is a video we need to make, Katie, because we've been asked this almost every live. You can have a regular account on Instagram. You can have a creator account or a business account. There's a lot, we could do a whole live on this because there's pros and cons to everything, having, one of 3. Instagram has come out publicly and actually said, and I have tested this myself, I've switched back and forth, I have seen no difference with the algorithm or things showing up in the feed. Instagram has told us the same. You will show up in the feed the same exact way, no matter which one of the 3 you're using. Okay? Regular account, creator, or business. We're talking about the different kinds of Instagram accounts, guys. There are benefits. So if you're a content creator, say you're an actor and content creator and you may want to run ads, then having a business account may be good for that, right? A lot of actors are also influencers and maybe working more with brands, then a creator account might be better for you. If you want to use a scheduler, so like you want to schedule something and just have it go out and you want to forget about it, you'll need a business account. A creator account, you can use a scheduler, but you have to be there to like actually do the last step of posting it. Okay, but you can't use a scheduler unless something's changed in the past 2 days. You can't use a scheduler on a regular account. So those are those 3 differences. For most actors, I would say have a creator account. And the reason I've actually changed my mind, I said business in the past, but in terms of Instagram Reels, most people don't have the music option if you have a business account. Creators, you do. So Gave you a lot to think about, Oscar, but maybe we'll do a whole nother live on the topic. Depending on what you do, whether you're a content creator, whether you want to use Instagram Reels, I would say probably I'd make the switch to creator. You can do that right in your settings. Nothing changes. Oh, and the best part about having a creator or business account that I didn't mention is you get the most awesome analytics. So you can literally just click in, go to your audience insights. You can see how your content's performing, which is awesome. Like you can really see, oh, this is what my audience likes. I should be doing more of that. There's insights that help you understand what hashtags are working, what hashtags aren't. There's insights that help you get to know your audience better. So, where are they? What time are they on? What are the best times to post? That's all in your business insights or creator account insights. Okay? Let me know if that makes sense, Oscar. All right, Marla, how can we use it to build relationships with casting? That is a whole topic we've actually covered a couple times on this live. I will not be able to dive into that in the little bit of time left we have. But Marla, just think about, you're really building a relationship. So you got to answer 3 questions. First, I'm getting comfortable now sitting in crisscross here. Marla, you got to answer some questions. Who do you want to know? Who do you want to know in the business? Then you have to know where to find them on social media. Okay. And then you got to know how. So you got to know the who, you got to know where, and you got to know the how. We did a whole live on it, and maybe we'll do more in the coming year on networking. Okay. But really, so like I said, it's a big, big topic, but you have to answer those 3 questions before you ever try to build relationship with anyone in casting. You got to get super specific about who you want to know. And also we talked about in that live, networking live, it's not just casting. I love casting directors. I have so many friends who are casting directors and are colleagues, and some of them I've run their social media for in the past. But you got to think outside the casting box. There are so many people that actually have the power to cast you that are not casting directors. They actually wrote the project. They're directing the project. They're in the project, right? So that's a big way to use social media with your relationships, to really stay top of mind with these people that already know your work and keep those relationships alive. So you bypass casting. You get a direct offer or you go right to callbacks, or final callbacks, right? And I've seen it happen over again with clients. It's happened with my husband over and over again. Okay. Those relationships they are built with casting, but they're also built with the other people on the projects. So keep that in mind. Okay. We'll do more networking stuff coming up. Let's see. Ooh, it just moved. Jonathan, what are some ideas for what to post? I want to start a professional profile aside from my personal, but I don't know what to post. Well, first of all, if you're talking professional and personal on Facebook, yes, you can have your Facebook page and a profile. But the big thing I suggest, Jonathan, is that you do not have multiple accounts on different platforms. You should not have a personal Instagram and a public Instagram. Unless the personal one's like just for like your wife and kids and your grandma, right? Because think about who you know in this business. So many of them are actors. Think about who you know in your life. So many of them are actors and people you know. How are you going to segment those 2 groups of people? That's where actors get in trouble, because I think this is my private account versus my public account. Nothing's private on social media. What you need to figure out, Jonathan, is how to create brand you online. Okay. And I think Katie already linked to it. We did a whole live on what to post, and we figured out how to create this brand you online. And that was just as much as you being an actor as you being a person and your interest. Okay. And in that live, I actually gave you guys 30 days of post ideas. So in the interest of answering as many questions as I can, go watch that live. The post ideas are at, I'm going to hopefully get it right, marketingforactors.com. That's the number 4/30 post. So 30 posts. Okay. So that will totally get you started, Jonathan. Okay. But what you need to know is you need to really figure out what's your online persona? What are people going to know Jonathan as? Okay. And that's not just having a professional actor page and a human page. It's got to be both. Okay. You don't have to tell us everything, but you need to have a specific way of telling your story online. Okay. You're welcome. Escape into the madness. Martin Carr, brilliant. Elliot's dad here. Hi, Elliot's dad. Yes, I guess a trending video. Sandora, yeah, a trending audio. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about with TikTok. And Sindora, I still need to make a POV video on TikTok. Yes, he's talking point of view video. Point of views are big with actings. They're doing are big with actors on TikTok or duets. Fantastic way for actors to use TikTok. We got to do something on TikTok, KD too. All right. Eleanor, I have a hard time thinking of content for Instagram. Is it better to post frequently, even if the posts maybe aren't the most interesting, or post less frequent things I'm really proud of? Bing, bing, bing. Second one. Instagram, gone are the days. Like 5 years ago on Instagram, it wasn't very crowded and you could post more. But now it's a crowded place. We're fighting for space at the top of the feed. Okay. So you got to, it's really quality over quantity. Eleanor, if you start just posting every day because you're checking it off your to-do list for your social media for acting, people are going to start tuning you out if it's not quality. They're going to be like, oh, she's just posting to post. I would rather see you post 2 times a week on your grid, on your Instagram grid, that are thoughtful, intentional, that tell your story, than 5 times that are just to check it off your list. Yes, it's all about quality on Instagram. Okay, because it's just how the algorithm works. They're going to show your post that your followers are engaging with and are liking and are sharing. And if you're sharing content that they're not doing that with, you're going to show up at the bottom of the feed. So posting just a post does not help you on Instagram. Okay, and Eleanor, you really want to show up in their feed? Start using Instagram Reels. It is the place to be on Instagram right now to show up in the feed. Okay, and I have that tutorial on my YouTube for Instagram Reels. So you got no excuse. All right. Okay. Nellie, what if you don't use or have any social media as an actor? Is that really that bad? Well, it's your choice. But you have to know this is where the business is and has been for a while now. And 2020 just fast forwarded that even more. One reason I get a lot of clients directly from agents and managers is that, well, their client either needs a social media cleanup, they need to grow their account, or they need to get on social media because their next gig involves them. The whole cast is live tweeting and they're the only one not doing it. You're just not seen as a team player. And I just want to ask you, why are you not doing it? Because really, it's like the best place to network and grow your career, and it's free. So I don't know why you wouldn't want that. Networking is everything for your career. So really go back and watch this replay when we're done here, because these 10 steps will really get you started so that you can start small and start making those connections. You know, you don't have to focus on having 1 million followers. You don't have to focus on any of that. Just focus on being present on the platform, telling your story, using it to connect with your followers, and using it to grow a network of people that know your work, and using it to add people that you want to have know your work. That's a pretty powerful tool for an actor. At least I think it is. All right. Okay. Should I follow on Instagram like celebrities or follow artists and other? That really is up to you, because whoever you follow, they're going to be in your feed. So it doesn't matter if they're a celebrity. I don't care. I don't follow a lot of celebrities because some of them I don't really like what they post. I do follow some celebrities, but you really should only follow people that you actually want to have in your feed. I mean, that's just a personal. So I don't care if they're celebrity or not celebrity. I want to follow people that inspire me and follow people that inspire what I'm going to post. Okay. All right. We got lots of questions. I only have a couple minutes, guys. Sindora, I have so many ideas for Reels and TikToks, but I lack motivation. How do you stay motivated? I just do it. And what I do, Sindora, for Instagram Reels and TikTok, I actually schedule time to make them. So I'll schedule like a couple of hours one day, and I'll just make a bunch, and I'll like change my shirt so nobody knows, but I'll film a bunch. I'll have a bunch of saved audios and saved videos. So saved ideas, and I'll film a bunch at once. I'll save them in my drafts, and then I have content for a couple weeks or longer. You should see my saved drafts on Instagram Reels and TikTok. I have so many. So really planning ahead, because then you won't feel like, oh, I don't have anything to post. No, I go right and go, oh, what am I going to post today? Okay. So, but only you can get that motivation going. But remember what we talked about earlier, setting up that trigger, setting up that time of day to do it. So, or maybe in the morning. I don't know if you drink coffee because you look young. But what's something you do every single day that you can maybe pair with creating a TikTok or creating a reel, and make that part of your schedule? Okay. All right. Okay, guys. All right. Oscar says, Heidi, thank you for highlighting the impulse to be intentional with social media. That's so important. It's the only way to be on social media. Okay. You got to start using it intentionally with a purpose, not just spaghetti posting and spaghetti anything without a plan. Okay. To really be successful as a business, as an actor, that is how you have to use social media with with intention, with a plan, with a purpose. Okay. I think that is a good time, a good way to end today's live. I hope you guys took notes, have your 10 ways to get started on social media as an actor. And like I said, Katie drops more links than we could possibly imagine to other lives that will supplement this. And also, this checklist is down below, ebookforactors.com, totally free. It's literally your 30 days of how to get started on social media. So do the work. Have a very happy holidays. I've been just so honored to be here all year with you guys since March, doing these lives. And I'm excited to see you guys in the new year. I can't believe it's going to be a new year. So thank you guys. Thank you as always, Katie in the chat, for being such a rock star. And thank you guys. Mwah. Happy holidays. I will see you in the new year. Bye.